Call this meeting to order, please. Ms. Caldwell.
Yes, sir. Ross?
Here.
Hamilton?
Here.
Taylor?
Here.
Robinson?
Here.
Baxter?
Here.
Harris?
Here.
Ginn?
Here.
And Hyde is absent.
Okay, if everybody stand, I'm going to say the prayer, and let's say the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Dear Father, this is the time of year that we really remember what the season's about. Also, I want you to always remember that we pray to you to do the job we can do it the best we can. Meanwhile, it's a special time this year because we have one alderman missing, or a council person missing, Mr. Hyde. I want you to reach out to his family. We wish them the best. I've heard from a lot of people in our city this last week or two asking about him, so we want to say, please take care of him, bring him back to us. With that, we could be asking for a lot more, but I want you to know that we ask this all in your name. When I say, we all say, amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
And on the motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
And Ginn?
Again. Yes.
Communications?
I'm catching up to you. Hang on just a second.
You're okay.
Communications, yes.
4?
If we can, Kenny, of course, Anita, Paul, if I can get through to the last one on the speed bump, but Miss Mitchell's here. May I beg y'all's pardon for the council to let her speak? I think she has another agenda. I saw her wink. You do, don't you? Yes. Come on up. May I ask that permission on the communications, please? Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, council members. Hi, good evening. My name is Deborah Mitchell, and I'm with the Arkansas Democratic Black Caucus, and I'm a 34-year resident of North Little Rock. I come here today with some information about the Congressional redistricting maps. During a special session in October, lawmakers approved new redistricting maps for the 4 congressional districts based on the 2020 census data. Several maps were proposed, but the lawmakers reached a consensus on a map. Act 1114 and 1116 effectively split up the most populous county in the state, and that's Pulaski County, into 3 congressional districts. This new law shifted 21,000 Black residents out of Congressional District 2 and placed them in Congressional District 1 and 4. Who was impacted? Our North Little Rock neighbors in McAlmont, Sherman Park, Meadow Park, Glenview, as well as our neighbors in Scott, will now be in Congressional District 1, and their representative will now be Crawford, Congressman Crawford from Jonesboro. And in Little Rock, it's College Station and Wrightsville. They will be moved to Congressional District 4. So why were they impacted? Let's make it very clear. They were impacted areas that were predominantly African American who vote overwhelmingly Democrat. This split was designed to separate the majority minority areas to dilute the voting power of Black and brown people. And here's the problem. This was a textbook version of racial gerrymandering. The lawmakers failed to live up to the principles of redistricting by keeping communities of interest together. So you tell me, does the residents of McAlmont and Glenview relate to the residents in Darnell and Boonville and Russellville? The lawmakers also failed to follow Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act process with voting dilution. Even the governor questioned the legality of the maps and elected not to sign the bill. Even more disheartening is that the Senate sponsor of this bill was from Pulaski County, was from North Little Rock, but yet decided not to impact her constituents. So, but, like me, I wasn't impacted, but my church community was. The community of North Little Rock was impacted. The constituents of our council members, Taylor and Robinson, was impacted. Does this make sense? So, what we're going to do, the call to action. Yes, there'll be lawsuits. There'll be lawsuits filed in federal and state level. But what can we do as residents? What can we do to show that we disapprove of that? And that is a veto referendum that I'm passing by. Arkansas has a unique process in which we loan our authority to our legislations, to our legislators. And if we don't agree with their legislations, we have the power to pull those back through a signature. So I'm asking that you sign. We need 54,000 signatures in 13 counties, and we're on our way. Personally, I have done about 600. Councilman Robinson has been collecting them, and so have them. So we're asking you to sign and speak up. That is your way to say, this is not right, stop the split. Thank you so much, Mayor. I appreciate your time.
Anytime.
And Merry
Questions,
Christmas.
possibly, anybody? If not, thank you for
No
your time,
questions?
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you again. On presentations, anything else? I think on communications, we have anything else on that? If not,
No, you've got the 4 communications, so we just
Okay.
need a motion to,
please adopt.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
There's a second. Thank
on the
y'all.
motion to accept communications 1 through 4, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
And again?
Yes.
And then you have, I believe, John Goudan
Yeah,
has the presentation.
I have some communication. John, if you want to come up, please. Good to see you, sir.
Hey, Mayor. Hey, council members. Good to see everybody. The mayor asked me to talk a little bit about the Mural Project and some of the public art that the city has been part of funding along with the ADC and some other individuals. This is a website. If you haven't seen it yet, it's because it's not out. It's opening up in the next few days. It's the Argenta Arts website. It's a part of the Argenta Arts Foundation, which Chris is the executive director of. You'll be able to access all of the arts, everything from live performance to theater, comedy, and you'll see everything that's going on. So there'll be QR codes around the community that you'll be able to pull up these websites and see what's happening live in the area. And right here in the middle is under visual is the Murals and Public Art Project. So if you wouldn't mind kind of clicking onto that. Mayor Smith had asked me last year if I would look into starting a mural project in Argenta. And so we started working with some of the building owners and started working with a lot of local artists and started doing a lot of public art projects. The public art you're seeing, the sculpture, all of the funds on the sculptures were raised by the Argenta Arts Foundation and the Argenta Downtown Council. And it was a combination, primarily the city investing in the arts on the murals. And I asked Chris to come with the Argenta Arts Foundation because it's under that umbrella. And Kevin Cressy, a North Little Rock born artist who did a couple of the pieces. And before I ask them to speak or open it up for you guys to ask questions about it, I just wanted to mention a couple of things about Kevin, for one. Kevin did the Mother Earth project, which was the first public art project we did downtown in a pocket park. And many of you know Kevin was commissioned on a national scale that each state has 2 sculptures that are placed in the Capitol, in the statuary at the Capitol. And Kevin won a national contest to do an 8-foot sculpture of Johnny Cash that's going to be installed in the Capitol of the U.S. Sometime next year. Kevin, you can talk a little bit more about that. But the reason I bring that up is, a lot of cities like ours around the country, when they're building new facilities, they also have an ordinance out there that you guys may want to consider, is to put like a percentage of the project that goes to public art. And you'll see many cities do that. If it's a city-funded project, for example, the corridor that we're now working on Pershing from the new Justice Center to the new Blue Cross building, both city projects, that the project, a $26 million project at the Justice Center, a 1%, if it would have been assigned to public art, that would have been $260,000 to have public art all the way up and down that street, which would have made it pretty incredible. So something you may want to consider is adopting something like many cities are doing around the country. And with one of the best sculpture people in the country here from North Little Rock, it'd be a great place to start that, I think, in front of the Justice Center. So, Chris, you want to say anything about Main Street and what's happening?
Yeah. I'm Chris Kent. I'm the Executive Director of the Argenta Downtown Council. And John asked me to come and say a couple words about what art has done for us downtown and what we're still able to do with it. Right now, we pretty much have zero space available in Argenta for rental for commercial property. We think one of the reasons for that is the amount of money and time that we put into the arts in the downtown. And currently behind this building here, we've started a new project. We're reactivating this alley behind the building. Reno's, I don't know if I'm facing the right direction or not. I get turned around here. But we started with Reno's. We've got another one that's going back there on the back of Skinny J's. And we're using it as a way to reinvigorate that and create a space that is activated for people to be able to use. So it has worked great for us. I want to thank City Council for all the involvement in this and the entire city of North Little Rock for supporting it. So I'd like to hand it over to Kevin here for a second.
Yeah, I would like to,
Kevin, go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
I'm sorry, Kevin Cressy, North Rock native, grew up on 20th Street and made my living now as an artist. First time I did murals was here in my hometown. So I did the Dogtown Proud one, and I did the bicycling mural at 7th and Main. And the great thing that I love about what John's doing is getting local artists who, for instance, I was able to put in the Big Dam Bridge, put something local in there. The Dogtown is something I grew up with, like I'm sure, all of us did, and something I was wanting to reclaim, and the feedback I got while I was working on that was just through the roof. I've talked to John about this. Pride is something that's contagious, and when someone comes into your home, which we consider this community our home, what are they seeing? And so murals are a great way to talk about who we are and that there's life going on, that these aren't just buildings that are gray. There's life pumping through this community, and that's what you need to prevent, I think, brain drain. Young people especially, want to be around an interesting place where things are happening. And this is a wonderful way of showing that. So proud to be a part of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Anybody questions, Ron?
Kevin, there's a wall with your name on it there at Edwards Food Giant there, at Levy. It's, it's part of the Levy Jumpstart, program. You got plenty of time to, do that one. I don't know how you reach out to him, but that's a perfect wall. I don't know if you looked at that wall lately.
I was wondering what my name was doing on that wall. So
It
thank
is.
you so much.
It's right there at the bottom after you get through doing something. It's right there. All right.
Anybody else? By the way, I've talked to Mr. Gadan earlier this year, and he is reaching out to the Levy areas. I know we've got a new one up there in Midtown that Vanessa's got going. So we're taking recommendations. In fact, Ms. Ross and I talked. She said for me to check that wall in front of the old Park Elementary. So I'm hearing that we can put a mural on that. Is that what you said, John? We thought we could. So we're reaching out to all parts of us. I think I came back from a place, and I'm trying to remember where I saw it, but it was a neat slogan. It had "Earth without art is just and I kind of like that saying. So I'm really thinking that our arts and everything is great in our city. So thank you for what y'all do very much. Anybody have questions? Thank y'all very much.
Thank you for the
Appreciate
investment. I appreciate it.
Thank you
so
very much. Thank you. Where are we at, Mrs. Whitman?
Did you have Dickie Stevens?
I do, but I think I'm gonna wait till we get to the resolution on that, if you don't mind. Is it okay, Mike? Okay. All right, let's go forward.
And we are
please.
at the consent items.
Consent items, please.
R21-186 through R21-193.
I'd like to pull 192.
Pull it. Okay. So everything from 186, R186 to 193, pulling 192.
Okay, can we get a motion?
What's the pleasure? So moved. I see, let's go ahead, and I'll come back to you in just a second, if you don't mind. Did you say second?
So we had the motion and the second
Or
was,
for everything else?
Everything else.
Is
Okay.
that, yeah,
Ms.
second
Ross.
that.
Ms.
Well,
Ross?
I wanted to add this map, just make sure that that's added to 196.
Okay.
now 196 is under new
It's
business.
on another one. It has been added.
Oh,
We're
I
only
was really
talking
off
about
tonight, aren't I?
193, so.
So now it's the all in favor time.
All right, all in favor excluding R21, 192.
Aye.
Okay. So now 190.
Without objection, can I add a sponsor to 192? Councilmember Ross?
Okay, R21-192, a resolution renewing and authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute a community garden license agreement with St. Joseph's Center of Arkansas.
Then without objection, can I add Councilmember Ross as a co-sponsor? And then without objection, I need to remove myself. I sit on the board there, so I need to,
So the amendment is for taking it and
taking
adding,
me off. and
taking
putting
you
her
off
on.
and putting Ms. Ross on.
Okay.
Ms.
That's not an amendment, it's just changing
change it?
the
Okay.
sponsor.
So we can't go forward, right?
So with a motion and a second, then they can just vote on the resolution.
There you go.
Okay, is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. On the motion to adopt, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Pass?
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
And Gann?
Yes.
Okay. We're up to new business, R21-194.
Please
Mayor
call it.
Hartwick.
Yes.
A resolution authorizing the acceptance of a memorandum of understanding between the City of North Little Rock and the International Association of Firefighters, AFL-CIO, Local 35.
Move for adoption.
Second.
Motion adopted and seconded.
Okay, on the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes?
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
And Gann?
Yes.
R21-195, Mayor Hartwick.
Please.
A resolution waiving formal bidding requirements and authorizing payment to Genesis Datacom, a sole source vendor for the purchase of camera enclosures for the city. Is there a motion?
So move.
Second.
Okay. On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes?
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
And Gann?
Yes.
R21-196, Mayor Hartwick.
Please call it.
A resolution authorizing the mayor and the city clerk to execute a real estate contract to sell certain property located at 800 East Main Street in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, to Haybar Properties LLC.
So move.
Second.
Motion seconded.
Now, can we?
Now, yes.
this? And also, I have the floor.
Yes, go ahead.
There was, on the parcel number, I think that there was a number off or something, and Sean got that to you?
He
Okay,
did,
okay,
and it's on
okay.
the contract,
Okay.
so we'll add the extra zero.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go. Okay.
Did you want to go ahead and amend the second whereas on the resolution that has 101 West 8th also included?
Resolution provided for, we're only selling the 800 Main Street property. We're not selling 101 West 8th, but
Okay.
that was what that resolution did.
Okay. All right.
Does everybody understand what we're doing? Yes, Mr. Taylor.
So we're using the parcel numbers for legal descriptions?
Just for the real estate contract, when the sale is finalized, all documents have to be reviewed and approved by the city attorney's office. And so all the proper legal descriptions will be there when the property is transferred.
You okay?
I guess.
What we're doing, for those in the audience and those that are watching us at home, the old electric department now is I guess it's a substation, what we call it, Charles. We're selling it, and anything on the west side of the viaduct, on properties on that side, is not being sold. It's just right up the middle of the viaduct there, to the right, and of course, that's where it's out. And I think there's 5 pieces, if I'm not mistaken, there. Yes, sir, Mr. Taylor. You okay?
Oh, yeah.
All right, there's a motion, there's a second, I think.
So we're selling the building.
Selling the building, there's a parking lot, there's behind it, it's divided into 5 different parcels is what it was done.
Little
But yes,
parking lot in front of it.
and behind it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So on the motion to amend to add the map, is that what, okay. Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes?
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
And Gann?
Yes.
Is there a motion to adopt? as amended?
as amended.
Second.
On the
Motion second.
to-
Go ahead.
Okay, on the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes?
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
And Gann?
Yes.
R21-197, Mayor Hartwick.
Please call it.
A resolution amending the 2021 budget for the city of North Little Rock to reallocate certain appropriations in the ARPA fund.
Move for adoption.
Second.
Motion adopted, second.
Okay, on the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes?
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Baxter,
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
And Gann.
Yes.
R21-198.
Please
Mayor
call it.
Hartwick. A resolution approving salary increases to all full-time employees excluding elected officials and uniformed employees covered under agreements between the City of North Little Rock and the FOP, IAFF, and the North Little Rock Police Department Supervisors Association, and a 25-cent per hour increase for all part-time employees of the City of North Little Rock, Arkansas, effective January 8th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Gann?
Yes.
Okay. R21-199.
Please call it.
Mayor Hartwick. A resolution approving salary increases for elected officials and city council members of the City of North Little Rock effective January 8th, 2022.
Move for adoption.
Second.
Motion adopt, second.
Okay, on the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
And Gann?
Yes.
R21-200, Mayor Hartwick.
Please call it.
A resolution adopting a budget for the 2022 fiscal year for the City of North Little Rock, Arkansas.
Please call.
I did.
Second.
Motion second. Ms. Ross.
I have a question, and thanks to Ms.
Ms. Amber.
Strange for.
Ms. Amber, come on up, please.
I just want to thank her for sending out this because I was having a hard time to breaking it down to what the new amounts are. One thing, and I know that I've always had a hard time with the Arts Center, Arkansas Arts Center. No other cities contribute to this. No other, the county, they're not putting money in, and North Rock's the only one putting the money in. And then we've gone from 40,000, which I always questioned, to 100,000 this year. Now, we have our own community theater here that, serves North Little Rock, which, we've increased that. So I just want to discuss the extra 60,000 that we're giving to the Arkansas Arts Center.
Mr. Hamilton.
I certainly agree with you, with Councilmember Ross about other cities not contributing, and I find that to be an issue. Sherwood, I think, I'm all about regionalism, and I'm all about the arts, and I think our contribution to the Museum of Fine Arts is a good thing, and I don't even mind the 60,000, but I would encourage anyone who's listening to get Sherwood and Maumelle to contribute. But I would also take issue that Little Rock doesn't contribute, because they do. I know there's a significant portion of their tax base that is literally dedicated to
I know
that
they do.
building.
I know that.
Little
So,
Rock does contribute.
Little Rock absolutely
A
contributes.
substantial
Yeah.
amount more.
So I think others should as well, but I don't have a problem with the amount we contribute. I believe it would be the equivalent of less than 0.5% of what Little Rock contributes to it. So in the interest of regionalism, I don't have an issue with the amount.
Ms. Ross.
I guess, and here's the rub with me then on that, if we're going, and I believe in regionalism too, and I know that Little Rock, they've always put in money towards that, is that we have the hub, Arkansas hub over here now. I don't see Little Rock putting any money into that. They never have. We have the Thea Foundation, which covers the whole state. I don't see anyone other putting money into that. So I guess that's where, if they want us to play fair, then they need to play fair too. So I guess that's where I am right now. If they're not willing to help us out, I guess I just want to take my ball and go home. I guess that's where I am right now. So I have a question on that.
So is your rub with the 100, or what's the increased amount?
It's increased 60,000 over the 40 last year, so it's at 100 now.
So the 100, so you're more comfortable with 40, or you're more comfortable with 0?
Well, I was comfortable with 0, but then, through the years, and they've explained that, we do have the art. Well, they haven't had anything, due to COVID or anything. The 40 I could go along with, but we're adding additional to our, so that would be a big offset there.
And this additional 60 is not ongoing, it's one
Right,
time.
It's a one-time
deal.
deal
I
because
get
of the new building they're building and everything over there.
Sure.
So it's just a one-time deal because of what they're doing. And I don't hear what y'all are saying, but like I say, I can't tell you what Little Rock does. I can tell you how good we are to our people. And I think we have lots of students in our classes, in our schools, that will attend this. I think it's worth that one-time event. That's why I put it in the budget. So again, I understand where y'all, it's your budget, but I think anytime you can help bring arts to the forefront, we'd be at a disadvantage if we didn't participate for one more year. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I would like to make an amendment this too, and I would like, and I'm just throwing this out here, make this amendment and amend that back to the 40,000. And I understand it's a one-time deal, but we have a lot of programs here that we could take that extra money and put that towards here for our own residents.
Ms. Robinson?
Well, you all are being real generous. I would say give them 0. Simply because how are we benefiting from that? And although they're in Little Rock and we give money to them, and Little Rock is not contributing to them, and Little Rock is not contributing to anything that we've got going over here unless it's the arena or something like that. So I'd say give them 0.
There's an amendment, and she says 0, so where are we right now?
Well,
The
so
amendment was to take it back to 40, but then if Councilmember Robinson.
that's the motion that's, takes priority.
Right.
So is there a second for that motion?
So wait just a minute. So Councilmember Ross is saying 40?
Yes, ma'am, from 100 to 40.
Okay, so we already got that,
Unless you
amendment
want to
on the
offer
floor.
another amendment.
I told you 0.
Well,
but-
you offering that for amendment, or what are you
Gotta do
doing?
something with this amendment first.
You gotta go one at a time, is what I've
tell you
gotta
what,
do. Let me take the first
I'll go
amendment.
with-
I'll second it for discussion purposes.
All right, there's a second on bringing it from 100 to 40, and there's a second.
Okay.
Mr. Hamilton?
I think this would be, I think a lot of people in North Little Rock, a lot of students go to classes over there. I think this would be very detrimental to our relationship with the Museum of Fine Arts over there, that Little Rock is seriously dropping millions of dollars on, and we're talking about 60,000. And I think this is, in the grand scheme of the budget of what Little Rock and the Museum of Fine Arts is doing to make Central Arkansas, to try to compete with Northwest Arkansas and Crystal Bridges, I think this is a drop in the bucket. Do I want them to contribute to THEA? Do I want them to contribute to the Innovation Hub? Absolutely, let's have that discussion. But I strongly disagree with dropping it to 40 or to 0, or keeping it at 40 I'm fine with, but if this is a one-time thing of 60,000 while Little Rock and private investment in the arts is giving literally tens of millions of dollars to make Central Arkansas a better destination for people, I just think it's a worthy investment.
They did request more than that as well, and we did not fund their full request.
Ms. Robinson?
Who requested more?
The Arts Center.
The Art Center requested more from us?
Right, on their request they
Yes.
send out, they requested more than this, but we did not fund that full amount.
Okay.
And we
What-
do get an annual report from them every year that I can get a copy to anyone on any of these organizations.
Mr. Baxter?
Well, let me just say this too, that is, and, you know, we've used the word student. However, you know, some of the classes they teach folks over there are for not necessarily what we consider students in the, you know, pre-college years.
Traditional sense.
Correct.
Yeah.
As one who knows, you know, when you build wood stuff, the most important skill that you can learn is how to build something square. Square is more important than anything else. And the fact that they offer that course over there and how to make something square, you know, I think is, it appeals to me a lot. And again, I think it's a regional thing as it relates to the Central Arkansas area. And again, you know, we don't determine what Sherwood does or Jacksonville or Bryant, Benton, any of those places. I think it's a a unique resource that we have access to, that we can provide our citizens and the other folks who visit here. So, and again, it's a one-time thing as they completely redo their building over there.
Ms. Robinson?
I'll go with 40.
Again, there's an amendment on the floor,
I agree with.
so just ask for a vote, and we'll see where it ends up.
Okay, so on the amendment, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
No?
Taylor?
No.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
No.
Harris?
No.
Ginn?
No.
Motion fails.
All right, let's call R21-200, call it for a vote.
So we need a new motion to adopt since we,
Make a motion to
yeah,
go back to the 100.
okay.
Motion to 100, second.
That's not what that
No.
would be. Now we need a motion to, the 100's already there, now we need a motion to approve the entire budget.
Let's
Yeah.
do it. Okay.
Okay, so that's your motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. On the motion to adopt as originally filed, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
No.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
And Ginn?
Yes.
Motion carries. R21-201, Mayor
Please-
Hartwick.
Please call it. Thank you.
A resolution adopting a budget for the 2022 fiscal year for the North Little Rock Electric Department.
Move for adoption.
Second.
Motion adopted, second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
And Ginn?
Yes.
R21-202, Mayor Hartwick.
Please call it.
Resolution
I need
appro-
to do a public hearing, don't I? I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. A resolution approving and certifying amounts of liens to be filed with the Pulaski County Tax Collector against certain real properties in the city of North Little Rock as a result of grass cutting expenses and abatement of other nuisances.
At this point, let me convene a public hearing. Those wishing to speak for or against this one, R21-202, please come forward. And seeing none, I will adjourn the public hearing. Please go forward.
Okay, we need a motion to adopt.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
And Ginn?
Yes.
Ordinances O21-102, Mayor Hartwick.
Please call it.
An ordinance amending the 2021 quota ordinance, ordinance number 9323 for certain departments, first reading.
Move to suspend the readings.
Second.
Motion suspended, seconded.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
And Ginn?
Yes.
Is there a motion to adopt?
So move.
Second.
On the motion to adopt, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
And Ginn?
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
And Ginn?
Yes.
O21-103, Mayor Hartwick.
Please call it.
An ordinance amending the retirement system of the City of North Little Rock, ordinance number 9321 regarding member contributions and the composition of the retirement board, first reading.
Move to suspend all readings.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
And Ginn?
Yes.
Move for adoption.
Second.
Okay, on the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
And Ginn?
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
And Ginn?
Yes.
O21-104, Mayor Hartwick.
Please call it.
An ordinance accepting the dedication of the Osage Hills Pump Station in the city of Maumelle, Arkansas, first reading.
Move to suspend the readings.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
And Ginn?
Yes.
Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
And Ginn?
Yes.
O21-105, Councilmember Robinson.
Please call it.
An ordinance granting a special use to allow an accessory use ATM in front of the building line in a C3 zone for property located at 4109 East Broadway in the city of North Little Rock, first reading.
Move to suspend the readings.
Second.
Motion
Motion.
second.
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
And Gann?
Yes.
Is there a motion to adopt?
Well, before we go any further, I've got two people on the phone. Do you want to do it now or you want to wait?
Still need the motion to adopt, and then
So
they can
moved.
speak.
Motion adopt and seconded then.
Yep.
I have two people, Michael Villarreal, is that how you say it? Michael, are you there?
That's correct. Yes, I am.
You're on, then go ahead. We're talking about R21.
I have no comment.
You don't have no problem with it? You okay with it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I also have a Harrison, and I think it's McConnell. Is that how you say it? Are you okay with this? Are you on the phone?
Yes, sir, I am.
Any problem, or you want to go forward?
And then
Huh?
go forward. Yes, sir.
Okay, I want to make sure you were at least heard. Okay.
On the motion to adopt, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
And Gann?
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
And Gann?
Yes.
The people on the phone are free to go,
Yeah, y'all free to go.
and that concludes new business.
Can I have Mr. Davis come to the microphone? I need to bring y'all's attention to some things, if you don't mind. Mike, please.
Sure. I invited Rusty and Sophie to come from Dickey Stevens tonight for a second to kind of update you on what happened this past year.
Sophie, you're the new general manager? Nice meeting you. Cool. Thank
And
you.
so Rusty, I was going to let him say a few words about what happened this past year at the ballpark, and then kind of also talk to you a little bit about some issues that we're going to have to deal with, and a lot of y'all know about those already.
And can you guys give me your full name for the record?
Yes. Rusty Meek, CEO of the Arkansas Travelers. This is Sophie Ozier, our new general manager. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, council members. Appreciate everything you guys do for us. We had a great year. We obviously didn't have a single game in 2020. In 2021, we entered into a new licensing agreement with Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball basically kind of took over the minor league system. They cut 42 teams. So there's 30 single A, 30 AA, 30 AAA, and 30 rookie. Your city was chosen as one of the 30 AA cities there in AA ball clubs. And we had 59 home games. We had 60 home games, 59 openings. Next year will be more of a normal season for us. Opening day will be on April 11th, and we'll have 69 home games. We had 215,000 people through our ballpark this year. It was a tremendous year. We were on pace to have one of our best years yet. And then, the Delta variant in August certainly, hurt our attendance. We were at 85% capacity for almost the entire year. In July, we were able to go to full capacity. So it was a tremendous year. But under this new licensing agreement, there are some facility standards that Major League Baseball requires for new facilities, and our facility does not meet those standards at this time. One of those big ones is the sinkhole issue that everyone knows and is aware of. We're required to have a playing field that is up to Major League Baseball standards. The current field we have is not in compliance with these new standards for Major League Baseball, nor is our facility. Clubhouses, those type of things do not meet these standards that we have to be within compliance in by 2023, which is something that Mayor and I and Chief Davis have been discussing. But the biggest issue is certainly the sinkholes, just to make sure that we have a level playing field, make sure we can play. We've luckily not missed a single game, and we have had those sinkholes in the past. And so just would certainly, appreciate you guys' help on that.
Questions for him? Mike?
Okay, so tonight some money was moved that you voted on earlier, and each of you know that this is an issue that we're going to have to take care of. The city's responsible for that part of that. And so we're just wanted to bring them up tonight to tell you a little bit about the season and the exciting things that they have ahead and plan for the ballpark. And we love our ballpark and we want to keep it. And so we'll be coming back to you at a certain point. Right now, Amy's, some of her attorneys are looking into a contract with the company that will help to make those repairs and get the ballpark back the way it should be as far as the drainage issue goes.
Are we trying to get that done before ball season?
It won't be done before ball season. Parts of it will be, hopefully, if it's approved. And but they won't affect any ball games or anything like that. It'll just be a work in progress. You'll see some things, but you won't see them on the ball field.
Main goal is the end of
Yes.
this season to
Yeah.
whenever they start again.
Correct, yes.
Get the ball rolling.
There you go.
Nathan?
Yeah, I like the
Mr.
level
Hamilton.
playing field fund too. As a former decade season ticket holder, I love the Travs. even at Ray Winder, and so I'm a huge supporter. And it's definitely our responsibility as a landlord, or as the Public Building Authority, as a landlord there, to take care of that place. I understand that. These standards for Major League Baseball, the new contract stuff, if you could just make sure we're kept up to date on that, I'd really appreciate it.
Yes.
I'm very interested in that.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Do we have any idea of what it's gonna take to bring the ballpark up to standards, and what dollar amount we're looking at?
For them, as far as scoreboards, dugouts, things like that, which is somewhere in the range of 11?
Not exactly, it'll be close to that, but we're getting far.
Almost $11 million. From our take, the way we're looking at it as a city, we're responsible for taking care of the drainage issue, the sinkhole issue, and that is going to be, and that's not counting that, so we're looking at about $5.5 million most likely. Okay.
Questions?
Thank you, guys, council members.
Introduction, please. If you, new lady.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Sophie Ozier, new general manager for the Travs.
Where you been before, Soph?
I've been with the Travs, this is my 5th season, and then I was in St. Louis working for an independent team there before that.
Good, well, nice having you here. We appreciate it. Any other questions for anybody? Thank you, Dusty, I appreciate you very much. Anything else from the council? Let me go ahead and, I'm going to do one thing. Lehman Plaza, we have our all-inclusive program tomorrow. I think that's 10:30, is that right, Shara? And then I'm going to ask Ms. Whitby to stand up. December 17th is the National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day. So don't forget to wear your sweater to work that day, even though she started a week early. She's been wearing this. City's going to be closed as far as city offices 23rd and 24th for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Sanitation routes will run a schedule both days. December 31st, city offices will close for New Year's Days, and sanitation routes will run a schedule. And with that, Mr. Ard, I think you wanted to have public comment?
First things first, my apologies for my phone going off. I can't hardly see anymore. So I guess I'll either leave it in somebody's car or not bring it in. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And can y'all train people how to use these microphones? Because when you're sitting back there, unless they do it right and get right close to it, you can't hear. Debbie, you didn't have yours loud enough tonight. I couldn't hardly hear you. Say it again, please. I can give you a lapel mic. It'll work perfect. But everybody have a good Christmas and a good New Year's. Thank you for the chief of police for working on a situation where I got money stolen from me, and the police didn't seem to want to do anything about it, but the chief is taking care of it.
Thank you, Mr. Ard. If there's no other comments? Motion second.
On the motion to adjourn, Ross? Yes. Hamilton? Yes. Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson? Yes. Baxter? Yes. Harris? Yes. And Ginn.
Everybody have a very, very Merry Christmas. See y'all after Christmas, and thank you very much for the work y'all have done.